Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler, presented by Bank Corp South. Well, just one game last week for the Golden Eagles. That was a Saturday night matchup with the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech. Second time these two teams have met this season, and the Eagles fall by a score of 70-59. And Doc, when you go back and look at that Louisiana Tech ball game, a lot of good things the Golden Eagles do, but again, you got off to kind of one of those funky starts and fell behind early in the ball game.
Yeah, we did, John, and we had the whole week off, and then we had a good shoot around Saturday, and then I thought we were ready to play, and we missed some easy baskets, and we turned the basketball over, and they got off to a little start, but at the same time, we come back in the ball game, and we got it back close, and we competed, and really until the same thing happened at their place, the last 3 or 4 minutes of the half, we got in trouble. But overall, our defense was, again, 37% from the fields what we held those people, and we only turned the basketball over 11 times. But once again, we got outscored at the free throw line, 11 points, and hopefully, that's something that all those things we can work on, and that's what we're doing this week, and hopefully you'll see that Thursday night.
I know you talked about this after the ball game, that at times your guys maybe aren't as aggressive offensively as you want them to be. You started the second half doing that and got yourself back in the ball game.
Well, again, I think the good news, I think some of our younger kids are the most aggressive ones, and so we're that's good. But we, for whatever reason, really struggled getting off to a good start in the basketball game, and Saturday night it was no different. And we just gotta keep working at that. In the first timeout, we've got to make things happen, and hopefully, in 2 nights we'll do that.
You're down 13 at halftime, but pretty good surge there. You eventually get it back to a 3-point ball game, but your numbers are down, and not to make excuses, it's almost like the guys that in there had sort of worn themselves out maybe a little bit, just battling to get back in the ball game.
Well, again, you're in a situation where you're having guys asked to come out of the ball game, and unfortunately, we just don't have that opportunity, or we just don't have that luxury. But at the same time, you have to take them out, and you make a couple of plays there, and we did do that, but at the same time, we didn't finish them. Then we had a big turnover when the game was at 5, and so next thing you know, it goes from a 3-point ball game back to 8 or 9-point ball game, and now the pressure is not on them anymore, and so that we just got to learn from it.
Well, it was Southern Miss and the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech on Saturday night at Reed Green Coliseum. Let's go back and take a look at some of the highlights. Eagles ahead to Blevins. Blevins driving down inside, puts up with the right hand and in off the glass. Jackson going to drive the baseline, up under the bucket, into the corner. Price shoots a high 3. Bingo! Just beat the shot clock. Up top to Edwards. Down to Price. 5 on the shot clock. Price going to drive down inside, put it up off the glass and in. Boy, he had guys all over him, but he somehow powered it up and banked it in. Looking into Rowe. Rowe squares up, working to the bucket on Washington. Spins, leans, got him in the air, laid it in and drew the foul. That's where Tim Rowe has gotten so much better the last couple of weeks. Had Blevins, didn't see him. Now he does. Blevins catches it under the bucket and banked it in with a man hanging on him. They're going to double him up. Rowe fights out of the double team. Jump hook in the lane. He hit it with a left hand. Tim Rowe has got 7. Lobs it high. Caught inside by Watts. Back in the corner. Price a 3. Bingo! Kari Price with his second 3. Thomas up top to Campbell. Campbell going to drive to the bucket, lay it up, and laid it in. Quentin Campbell's got his first bucket. Going to come off a pick. Going to drive down inside, lay it up and in, and got fouled on the play. Oh, that's a good move, kind of a hesitation move. Watts to Jackson. Eagles 5-on-4, 3 by Jackson. Bingo! Watch out. Here come the Golden Eagles. Price going to drive it down the court. Price drives to the bucket, got 2 in the air, banks it up and in. Beautiful shot by Kari Price, and the Eagles are back to within 7. Rowe, they'll try to double him a little bit. Rowe working his way to the bucket. Jump hook in the lane with the right hand, good by Tim Rowe. Edwards gets a pick from Rowe. Edwards driving, back to Rowe. Tim, a turnaround jumper, bingo! That's an 18-footer, a two-pointer. Price gives it back to Jackson. He drives to the bucket, got a layup. Jackson, front court, Edwards, a three right side, bingo. Edwards hit a three. Louisiana Tech has defeated the Golden Eagles.
Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler is brought to you by Bancorp South, right where you are. And brought to you in part by the City of Hattiesburg, a proud sponsor of Southern Miss Athletics. UPS, from figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Hattiesburg Coca-Cola. Want a taste of everything? Drink Coke Zero with real Coke taste and 0 calories. We'll be right back with This Week in Southern Miss Basketball right after this.
And welcome back, everybody, to Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler, presented by Bancorp South. Well, time now for our weekly feature, and today we're really happy to have as our special guest a guy that's going to be familiar to all you Golden Eagle fans, Demar Dotson, who played basketball for the Golden Eagles a couple of seasons between 2006 and 2008, now a offensive lineman in the NFL with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Demar, I guess, first of all, talk a little bit about your time at Southern Miss. When you think back on those couple of years of basketball, that one season of football, what kind of memories do you have? What sort of sticks out in your mind?
Like I said, I came here in 2006, and I came from a junior college. And when I got here, Larry Stacy was one of those hard-nosed, tough coaches. That you had to grind, and the things that I hate the most was that we did the links. And I remember when my last day, I said, man, I don't have to do links no more. But I wasn't the best basketball player and role player best. But I enjoyed every second here, every moment. And then I had an opportunity to go out and play football. I think one of the strength coaches came and approached me about it, and he kind of just made fun about it, and I didn't take it too much serious until we lost that last game in Memphis. And I said, man, what do I have to lose? So I go out there and give it a shot, because I never played football before. So I went in and talked to Coach Fedora, and I sat on his couch, and I told him that I wanted to play football. And he said, have you ever played before? I said no. So he kind of looked at me like I was crazy, because I only had 1 year, and I looked back at him like, man, I really want this opportunity. So I'm fortunate and blessed that he did give me an opportunity.
In Conference USA, where the Golden Eagles were playing, you went up night in and night out against some of the best players in the country. Are there some games that kind of stick out in your mind that you were a part of, or guys you played against on the basketball court?
It was always that Memphis game and going up against Joey Dorsey, because he was a big, strong, and physical guy in the paint, and I matched up well with him because I was a big, strong guy in the paint. I wasn't gonna score a whole lot of points, and Joey Dorsey wasn't gonna score a whole lot of points. So we just battled now. So I guess that's why I kind of, when I transitioned over to football, I transitioned so well, because that's what I was used to, just banging and banging and banging. And me and Joey, we had some of like the best moments together, because I get to scrap and fight with him, and we always lost those games, but those memories stick out the most.
What did you think your role was on those basketball teams? Was it just to get in there and bang around and get some rebounds and play defense? You'd score from time to time, but I guess your role was mainly to be a guy that bangs around in there and take on the big guys.
That's all, to me, that's all Larry cared about. A guy that, move your feet, play good defense, stay in front of people, and go get the ball and rebound. When the ball shot on offense, go and try to rebound. He didn't care if you can, for me personally, that you can score on offense. So, he always say, the best offense is to go get the rebound. So that's what I always try to do. So I knew that my role wasn't to score points. We had scores, and so if I can go out there and move my feet and stay in front of people and rebound the best as I can, that's what I always try to do.
All right, you said you really never had played football, and you played that one season for Southern Miss, and honestly probably didn't play a lot. You're in there a lot of times to try to block extra points, field goals, and things like that.
Yeah.
It's got to be kind of amazing to you that a guy who really never gave football much of a thought, all of a sudden you find yourself in Tampa Bay, a part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, I look back at it, and I wonder that, how did I get here? Because him, just got done with 7 seasons in the NFL, and if it's, I'm fortunate enough and to go and get an 8th season, so I knew it's all God. He blessed me with the opportunity, and I knew that when I went out there and played that one season, my whole prayer was that, I just want one opportunity. If one team give me a shot, I make the most of it, and that's what God gave me. Gave me one team. Tampa came knocking on the door and gave me the opportunity to come in for camp. And I came in, it was a trial. So I went in there with basketball shoes. I didn't take cleats down there. I took basketball shoes down there to go and go for a football trial. So you figure that out. And so I went 3 days in basketball shoes, and after it was done, I remember Doug Williams came up and told me that, we're going to keep you. And from that day on, I just worked every day. First one out there, last one to leave, and just did whatever I could to make that football team.
What was the biggest challenge for you in a sport in which you've never played? I mean, guys don't just step up into the offensive line and start playing. What was the biggest challenge for you?
Just learning the concept of the game, because like I said, I played that 1 year here at Southern Miss, and it was that defensive line. So now I'm going to the NFL and play offensive tackle, and I never played offense before. So you gotta learn. So I'm at the biggest level there is, taking baby steps and trying to learn as a baby. So you got to learn what an A gap is, B gap. You got to learn the little simple things that you learn in Pee Wee football, which I'm trying to learn on the NFL level. So I had to work and do extra stuff. And then it takes that, you look at Tampa, they were so patient with me. They gave me an opportunity, and they could have gave up on me, because, it took a lot of hard work. And I'm just fortunate that they stuck with me.
Well, a lot of guys don't last very long. As you say, you're getting ready to play in your 8th year next year in the NFL. What's the secret? Just that drive you have inside. I know you've always been a guy who gives it a lot of heart, and everything you do, no matter what it is, you're going to put everything into it. Is that your secret?
Well, I think one of them is a whole lot of God and a little bit of me. Just staying true to yourself. Staying true to where you came from, and just always giving God the glory, because He's a God that gives and take it away. So even every success that I give, I never try to get above myself. So I always keep myself humble, and when it's my time to go, it's my time to go. So I just stay in it, and whatever God's plan and purpose for me is, I try to walk in it.
I know from time to time you come back to Hattiesburg. You've been here the last couple of days with your son, watching a little basketball practice. Is it neat to be back in Reed Green Coliseum and watching the Golden Eagles a little bit?
Yeah, I mean they have done so much to the university that I can't even maneuver my way around like I used to. So I still love basketball. I still got a passion for it. I still love watching it. So anytime I get a chance to come back here and watch the team play and watch them practice, it just excites me. Because I remember those days when I was down there on the court and running those links with, Larry Stacy and boxing out, and just those memories that you had on the court, it always come back to you. So when I come and, have an opportunity to see it, it just always brings good memories back to me.
Well, Demar, we want to thank you for giving us a few minutes and talking about your career and your life around Southern Miss. So thanks for all you've done for Southern Miss, all you continue to do for Southern Miss, and we'll look forward to watching you again next year in the NFL.
Thank you. And it's always good to see Mama Norma over there.
Yeah, Norma likes to take care of everybody around here.
Oh, yeah, she's a sweet lady.
All right, thank you, Demar. Demar Dotson, Golden Eagle basketball player 2006 to 2008, getting ready next year to play for his 8th season with Tampa Bay in the NFL. We'll be back more of Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler right after this.
People ship all kinds of things
But what if that thing is a few 100,000 doses of flu vaccine
that need to be kept at 41 degrees.
while being shipped to a country where it's 90 degrees? In the shade.
Sound hard? Yeah.
Does that mean people in Laos shouldn't get their vaccine?
We didn't think so.
From figuring it out to getting it done.
We're here to help.
Thank you so much for this prestigious award. I would like to thank my friends and family.
It's time for your homework.
Coming, Mama. As I'm saying, I would also like to thank my educators for all they've done with me. Without them, I couldn't do anything.
And the winner of the first place award for small cities is Hattiesburg, Mississippi for the Education Initiative.
What are you doing back there, Haley?
Feeling like a winner.
And we're back, Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler, presented by Bank Corp South. This is the segment of the show where we have a feature on somebody that's got something to do with Golden Eagle basketball. Might be a player, might be an assistant coach, or some support personnel. But before we introduce our guest this week, Doc, I need to mention about the crowd on Saturday night for the Louisiana Tech ball game, the whiteout game, and all kinds of stuff going on. Thought it was maybe our most enthusiastic crowd of the season at Red Green Coliseum.
You know, that's what's so frustrating, and I told the team after the game Saturday that, you know, you've got to start taking advantage of those opportunities when people do come out. I know they saw us play hard. You can't question the intensity and the effort, but, you know, the bottom line is you've got to win some ball games, and that was probably, you know, that's what hurt Sunday, and that's what hurt Monday after the game, that knowing that we blew an opportunity to get a lot of those people to come back. But once again, John, I just hope they'll stick with this basketball team. And this is 2 games that's coming up this week that we need everybody to be in the gym and give us support, because I think with their support, we got a chance to win 2 games at home this week.
All right, our feature this week is on one of the newest members of your coaching staff, Marcus Townsend. Marcus is a guy I guess you maybe knew before you were at Kansas, but you got to know him really well at Kansas. You brought him on this staff, and he's a brand new father now, and he's doing a heck of a job for you, isn't he?
You know what? I had the opportunity to hire someone this summer, and I took a long time and tried to find someone that would be a great fit with our situation that we have, to be a good mentor to people. And, you know, Marcus is one of those kids that I've known for a few years, and, you know, I knew that maybe the lack of experience was something that concerned me a little bit, but wow, what an unbelievable job. He has surpassed everything I thought that he would bring to the table, and so much further along, and there's nobody that I could have hired that would have done a better job. And he's not just in the basketball sense, but he's just a great person. And as you mentioned, he and his wife Anna had a baby boy last week, and so you know, he's just an unbelievable person first, and then he's doing an unbelievable job as an assistant basketball coach.
He does a great job, no question about it. A guy who asks a lot of questions and loves to sit around and talk about the game of basketball. So let's spend a few minutes and meet up close and personal Golden Eagle assistant coach Marcus Townsend.
After junior college, I went into the Navy where I served for 4 years on board a carrier. Part of the reason why I joined the Navy was because I wanted to be a pilot like everybody. And about a couple years into my enlistment, I realized that was going to be a tougher feat than what I realized when I enlisted. So I came to the realization in the middle of a deployment that basketball was something that I've always been passionate about. Basketball is a part of my family. It's in my bloodline. And it was then that I made the decision that coaching was the way that I could always be in a profession that I was just passionate about. I was a volunteer assistant at the University of Kansas, which is where I crossed paths with Coach Sadler. He obviously thought enough of my work ethic and helped me secure a position at the University of Arkansas Little Rock, where I was the director of basketball operations for a year. And this summer, the assistant position opened up, and this has always been a dream of mine, just to get on the road and start recruiting. And I just knew that this was the next step in the progression of my career. So it was just a wonderful opportunity, and I'm just so grateful that Coach Sadler gave me this job. Beginning with Coach Self, you know, he's a lot different than Coach Sadler is in the sense where, you know, I believe that he's a tough love kind of guy, whereas, you know, being with Coach Sadler, I've come to understand that he's more of a compassionate coach, if you will, and he doesn't grind the players as hard as what I have been accustomed to. And Coach Sadler does a wonderful job of letting myself, along with the other assistants, be very proactive in practice. He gives us tasks and teaching points that he wants us to critique. And you know, he really allows us to have a voice, whereas, you know, some head coaches really dominate the practices and they're the only voice, where Coach Sadler truly allows us to grow as coaches and have a voice as well. You know, coming to work for me is like going to class every day. I've been blessed to be surrounded by 3 guys with a plethora of experience, and they all have head coaching experience, and they each have something to teach me. And, you know, I learn about, you know, techniques to help on my scouting and how to find player tendencies and things like that. So, you know, it's just been a real blessing being on this staff. One of the things that I share with the players, because I don't actually have the experience that they go through, but I have seen what it takes to be successful at the highest level in college basketball. So, you know, I can share what I've seen, and just, you know, being closer in age, I think they're more inclined to hear what I have to say, just because I'm able to relate it maybe a little bit better than someone who might be a few years older than me. Being here at Southern Miss, to me, has meant the world. There's no better place that I would like to be at this moment in time, and there's no better job for me out there. This is where I want to be, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be here.
Southern Miss fans, show your pride with real Golden Eagles gear from the official online store, shop.southernmiss.com. You'll find everything a Golden Eagles fan needs, from jerseys to sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of Golden Eagles products, including official team merchandise from Russell, when it comes to Golden Eagles pride, there's only one place real Southern Miss fans go: shop.southernmiss.com.
And we're back once again, Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler, presented by Bank Corp South. Well, the Golden Eagles continue a homestand. It'll wind up being a 3-game homestand, a Thursday night battle at home against Tim Floyd and the UTEP Miners. And then on Saturday, the Roadrunners of UTSA will be in Reed Green Coliseum. It'll be Clarence Weatherspoon Day. We'll honor one of the all-time greats at Southern Miss. And Doc, first though, UTEP will come into town, and you know, they've been kind of up and down this year. They've had some games where they probably felt like they should have won. So, but anytime you play one of Tim Floyd's ball club and the UTEP Miners are in here, it's going to be a tough one.
Well, there's no question about it, and obviously, it's a big night for him to bring his team back, being from here and everything. But again, we've had a good week of practice. Monday and Tuesday. This afternoon we did a good job, and I really think tomorrow we'll have a good practice Wednesday and get ready to play on Thursday. And they play a different style of basketball because they're going to try to take your one or two players out of the game. But we've got some other guys that at least maybe can step up and help us relieve some pressure. And defensively, you're going to have to do a good job. They've got the artist kid that transferred in from Oregon that is really maybe is one of the fastest players I've ever seen on film. So I've never seen him in person, but it's going to be a good basketball game.
And they're a team defensively that's going to show you a lot of different things, a lot of tricky stuff. I mean, they make you prepare for a lot of different things.
They do. Tim's always been a guy that's going to try to take at least one, if not two players out, make somebody else beat you. But that's okay. I hope he has fun trying to figure out who that is, because I don't know who it is for our own team. So it'll be a good basketball game, and I just hope we have the crowd that we had Saturday night on Thursday.
Well, Thursday night, UTEP, then Saturday, UTSA. Brooks Thompson brings his ball club in here. And, they've been kind of a mystery this year. They're not playing as well as I think a lot of people thought they would early in the year.
Well, the thing about their team, John, is like so many teams in this league. The nights that they shoot the basketball, they're winning games. And the nights that they're struggling scoring, then they're not. So right now, they're either really good or they're struggling. So, we've got to do our best to make sure that we do a good job defensively, and make sure that every shot that they do take is a contested shot. And hopefully, again, playing at home, that'll give us an advantage with the crowd, and and hopefully we'll figure out a way to come up on the winning side.
All right, Doc, we'll see you next week.
John, thank you.
All right, the Golden Eagles on Thursday night. The UTEP Miners are in town on Saturday night. The Roadrunners of UTSA. And again, it's Clarence Weatherspoon Day at Reed Green Coliseum. Don't forget, Monday nights we're at Mugshots Grill and Bar in Hattiesburg for the Golden Eagle Hotline. Come on out, visit with us, talk a little Golden Eagle basketball. That'll do it this week. Have a great week, everybody. See you next time with another inside look into Golden Eagle basketball.
Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler has been brought to you by Bancorp South, right where you are. And brought to you in part by the City of Hattiesburg, a proud sponsor of Southern Miss Athletics. UPS, from figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Hattiesburg Coca-Cola. Want a taste of everything? Drink Coke Zero with real Coke taste and 0 calories. This has been a presentation of IMG, America's home for college sports.